Can you tell what kind of store this happened at? What kind of retail store?
It was an Old Navy store.
Any other questions? Did they recover any property or anything from the suspect vehicle?
At this point, since it was involved in such a serious incident, we're still doing the investigation, and we haven't processed the entire scene yet.
This is my thing right here. That mother knew who her kids was with. She knew that lady was a booster that steal everything that ain't nailed down. It's gonna take it. That stealing purses. She steal from other people's houses. That she just steal, and the mother knew that. And she allowed her kids to go with this lady because she most likely she allowed her kids to steal too. That is a black thing. That's what happens. So the police chasing this. They get out and run. Why the kids ran, I don't know, because for one, it's the law. Y'all minors, you know what I'm saying? They was minors. They just was gonna call the parents to come get them. They told them kids to run across a 6-lane highway. That mother knew who her kids was with. Point blank period. That knew. She just didn't give a plain and simple.
Depending on who you ask, 16-year-old Mikayja Beck and her 15-year-old sister Milkiyah Beck were either two sweet girls growing into remarkable young women or two teenagers headed down the wrong road. Friends and family remember them as loving big sisters who helped raise their mother's 6 children, earned good grades, and did whatever they could around the house. Others painted a much darker picture, alleging the sisters bullied classmates, were disrespectful, and had a habit of taking things that didn't belong to them. Whether those accusations were fair or just internet gossip is impossible to say. But once the Beck name started making headlines, social media did what it always does. It stopped asking questions and started writing its own version of the story. Facebook users quickly dug into the family's past, resurfacing old posts and a 2014 theft case involving Letitia Beck's niece, Deandra Cook, along with allegations about Mama Beck herself. Before long, complete strangers were connecting dots they had never lived, claiming theft wasn't a mistake in this family. It was the family business. Maybe they were right, maybe they were wrong. But one thing is certain, if the Beck girls were following in footsteps laid before them, nobody in that family could have imagined that what allegedly started with taking things that didn't belong to them would one day end with consequences far more devastating than anyone ever saw coming. Welcome to the American Crime Femicide channel. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future uploads. Letitia, along with her 6 children, was originally from Davenport, Iowa, where the family was born and raised, before packing up and moving to Houston, Texas, to live near her now 30-year-old niece, Deandra. On paper, it sounded like a fresh start, a chance to be closer to family, put the Midwest in the rearview mirror, and build a better future in one of the country's largest Black communities. But sometimes people don't move because they found opportunity. Sometimes they move because they're hoping opportunity has never heard of them. New city, new neighbors, new faces. Most importantly, people unfamiliar with the baggage left behind hundreds of miles away. Mama Beck and Cook's names had already made headlines long before Texas ever entered the picture. According to a 2014 news report, an 18-year-old Deandra, along with 2 other women, was arrested after police alleged they stole toys from a Walmart donation box intended for children in need. Police said the theft happened on December 7, 2014, in Aledo, Illinois. All 3 women were charged with felony theft, and court records also show Cook had another unrelated theft case pending in Scott County that same year. Think about that for a second. Allegedly stealing from children who had nothing while already waiting to answer for another theft case. That's not ambition. That's a complete lack of a moral compass. Most people get caught once and swear they'll never go back. According to those court records, Deandra appeared to treat court dates like frequent flyer miles. If you thought Deandra was the only one with a history of theft, think again. About 7 months later, in July 2015, Letitia made headlines of her own. According to another Iowa news report, Beck, along with 2 other Davenport women, was arrested after authorities alleged they shoplifted more than $1,000 worth of merchandise from Kennedy Mall. Police said the women were stopped on US 20 near Swiss Valley Road, where Letitia was arrested on a charge of second-degree theft. By this point, it wasn't just one member of the family making headlines for allegedly stealing. It was 2 generations of the same family. Whether it was coincidence or a pattern, people looking back at the case years later didn't see isolated incidents. They saw history repeating itself. The internet didn't stop with Cook or Mama Beck. As more people began digging through the family's history, someone close to Letitia posted a lengthy Facebook defense that essentially argued people shouldn't judge her for stealing or try to get her kids taken away. Every time anybody gets into it with Letitia, all y'all want to say is she steals. Last time I checked, stealing was a hustle just like selling drugs or any other hustle. So she's wrong for sending her kids to school into an after-school program while she's at work. Come on now, that's some clown stuff to say. And who ain't gonna take a gift card to buy brand new stuff? It don't matter who gave it to her. Then y'all always yelling about DHS. Man, she knows how them people work. She ain't gonna do nothing to get her kids taken. Trust me, I'd be the first person they came to. Okay, y'all weird as hell, always wanting them people to take her kids. She ain't a perfect mom, but her kids are her first priority. Being a mom ain't got no handbook. She gonna raise her kids how she wants, and her kids want for nothing. Now, did you catch what wasn't said? They never said she doesn't steal. They never said the accusations were false. Instead, the defense was that stealing was simply another hustle and that people should stop judging her over it. That's a dangerous way of thinking. Most families defend each other by condemning bad behavior and encouraging change. This family appeared to defend each other by normalizing it. That's a strange hill to die on. Most families defend each other with character references. This one appeared to defend each other by redefining theft as just another side hustle. Accountability never seemed to make the group chat. Then another Facebook post resurfaced, this time from Letitia herself. In it, she proudly wrote that the first place she had never stolen from was church, adding that she believed God was proud of her change. On one hand, personal growth is something to celebrate. On the other, when your biggest testimony is, at least I didn't steal from church, the bar isn't exactly sitting very high. A better testimony might have been warning young people that stealing can cost far more than a trip to jail. It can cost your freedom, your reputation, your family, and precious time with loved ones you'll never get back. On July 23rd, the story took a devastating turn. Mikayja, Milkiyah, another 16-year-old relative, and Deandra went shopping at an Old Navy near Houston's Galleria area. According to store employees, merchandise was being stolen, prompting them to call police. Officers attempted to stop the Chevrolet Tahoe the group was traveling in, but investigators say the driver refused to pull over, leading to a pursuit. After a minor crash near South Rice Avenue and West Park Drive, all 4 occupants got out and ran across Highway 59. Police said Mikayja and Milkiyah successfully crossed the northbound lanes but were struck by passing vehicles while attempting to cross the southbound lanes. Both sisters died at the scene. Cook was later charged with misdemeanor evading on foot, while the juvenile relative was referred to Harris County Juvenile Probation on the same charge. At the time of those initial charges, no theft charge had been announced.
I'm Assistant Chief James Bryant, Bryant. I'm here tonight to brief you on the double fatality accident that happened here on 59 northbound lanes. At about 9:15 p.m. tonight, officers received a call about a shoplifting suspect at about the 5000 block of Westheimer. Officers got the vehicle description, made a search of the local area. They were able to locate the vehicle, attempt to make a traffic stop on the vehicle at the block of South Rice and West Park. At that point, the vehicle refused to stop and initiated a pursuit. From that point, the vehicle got on the northbound lanes of 59, and the pursuit ensued. As they approached the 45 interchange, The suspect vehicle was involved in a minor accident with another vehicle. At that point, that vehicle stopped, and all four female occupants of the suspect vehicle got out and ran across the freeway westbound. They made it all across northbound lanes of the freeway. As they started crossing the southbound lanes, two of the occupants were struck by oncoming traffic, and unfortunately, those two females were pronounced deceased at the scene. The other two females were detained shortly thereafter and are now in police custody. At this point, it's an ongoing investigation. This is very preliminary information, and that's the information we have at this point.
Any questions?
Did you say those two suspects were detained?
Yes, the two suspects that were not struck were detained.
Do these four women have any criminal history? Have you done any shoplifting before in the past?
We haven't identified everyone because it's so early in the investigation, and those that when we do identify them, we have to make the proper notifications to the next of kin before we release any information.
You know their ages of the two victims?
I don't at this time.
Do you know the make and model of the vehicle?
It's a dark colored Chevy Tahoe.
Any other questions?
Can you tell what kind of store this happened at? What kind of retail store?
It was an Old Navy store.
Any other questions?
Did they recover any property or anything from the suspect vehicle?
At this point, since it was involved in such a serious incident, we're still doing the investigation, and we haven't processed the entire scene yet.
Was there some sort of tracking device that y'all used to locate the suspects?
A tracking device was helpful in locating those suspects.
As the Beck sisters' story spread across the country, the conversation shifted away from the tragedy and straight onto the people surrounding it. One woman publicly blamed Deandra for getting her teenage cousins killed.
Bitch then took somebody's kids with her to Old Navy to go and steal a store where you can buy 99-cent thong shoes. You should want the needle in your arm, you black bitch. You should want that thing on your head, bitch, to get electrocuted to hoe. You should want all of that. You should feel really bad and really, really guilty. You should be in that interrogation room admitting to every fucking thing, taking these murder charges like a champ, hoe. I can't believe you. You overly grown ass just hanging out with these 15 and 16 and 17-year-old kids. You are delayed. Something is wrong with you. Now this mother is screaming and crying about how she don't have money to pay for 2 fucking funerals, bitch, and all this could have been avoided. And had you not took that lady kids in that fucking store, whatever they had on them, whatever you had on you, bitch, you should get charged with all that. You's a dumbass, bitch. That's a cheap ass store. Bitch, you stealing out of the Old Navy. Okay, as usual, the usual fucking suspects, fucking family of that bitch you had them kids run across that highway and get killed is all through my comments. Like, bitch, I don't give a fuck who family she was. She still allowed some of the kids to go stealing with her. Get into a car wreck with them, ran in front of police with them, ran across the highway with them, and they got smashed. That's simple. That's what happened, ain't it? That's what the news articles say. I'm way up north. Y'all way in Texas. I don't live nowhere near y'all, so how the fuck I know about this story? It's because it made national news. The fuck out of here, bitch. I'm going to speak on whatever the fuck I want to speak on, bitch. The bitch was wrong. Rest in peace to those teenage girls too. But I also heard that they were bullies. Not to speak bad on them, but they were bullies. I heard that. Go read my comments. I heard all of that. Not saying that that's the reason why that they got killed, but obviously didn't nobody have a grip of them. They was bad as.
Letitia fired back in defense of Deandra. What y'all will not do is say a thing about my niece. Don't nobody know what happened. She ain't at fault for nothing. I'm the mom. Yes, I allowed my kids to be with her. Y'all don't know why she ran from the police, and it couldn't have been for stealing because nobody was charged with theft. She went to jail for getting out and running. My girls saw her running and followed. It's all fucked up. But there is nobody to blame. My kids will be home with a beautiful homegoing. As a grieving mother, Latisha had every right to defend the people she loved. But this statement immediately shifted the conversation away from her daughters and toward Deandra. To many people watching, the priority wasn't mourning two teenage girls. It was clearing her niece's name. Whether that was fair or not, that's exactly how many in the court of public opinion interpreted it. No one can question that this family is grieving. Losing two teenage daughters is a tragedy no parent should ever endure. But the adults' history, including Deandra's documented theft case and the social media posts that resurfaced, became part of the public conversation because they provided context people believed mattered. Whether the allegations surrounding the Old Navy incident are ultimately proven or not will be determined by the evidence, not by Facebook. What is certain is that two teenage girls are gone, and if there is one lesson buried beneath all the headlines, it's that children often follow the examples set before them for better or for worse. May Mikayja Beck and Milkiyah Beck rest in peace.